Now we need to start considering the way we use colors, right, to bring out our data, right? People are visually uh, are visually serenaded, so to say, when you are, when you present data in great colors, right? And some of the things that we'll talk about in that we'll discuss in our training is is using things called pre-attentive attributes. So the way you use colors goes a long way in how people interpret, your chart, how people quickly understand your chart. So if you take a look at this chart, for instance, I can categorically say that anywhere I see a sort of yellow color, right, it stands for like foreign, right? So here, yellow is foreign. Here, not yellow, it's like beige, so to say. Beige here is foreign, beige is foreign. Here, beige is foreign. Anywhere I see a bluish color, it stands for domestic, right? Domestic here, domestic here, domestic here. And anywhere I see something close to a red, it stands for like the total between the domestic and the foreign, which is also actualized or visualized here in the cards. So we're going to implement something similar in our uh, visualization here. So let's begin with, say, let's start with this domestic and foreign. So we'll click on that, and then we'll go to data colors in our, what do you call it here, in our formatting pane, right? So we'll click on data colors, and then we'll say let's make domestic green, right? Maybe you make it some sort of green, right? That green is too bright. Maybe this type of green, right? And then let's make foreign. I actually don't like this this theme colors, but it is what it is. So light green and dark green, for instance, right? So your domestic is light green, your foreign is dark green, and then your, you know, your total, which is the world lifetime, earnings, is your reddish color. So we can implement the same thing here. We'll say our foreign, go to, we'll click the card. In this case, we'll go to the background. We'll say our foreign here is, what's foreign? Dark green, deep green. So we'll go to this deep green, and then let's make the transparency say 30%, right? Something like that. And then we can change the, also change the data. This is data label, the 241, but then the category label, which is the symbol here, we can change the color, right, to say a little bit of a white so that it stands out. Then we'll go to our domestic here. We'll change the background, go here, and we'll change the background to this green here, right? And then it looks like they're overlapping just slightly. Yeah, that looks good. To green, but then I'll change the transparency to 30% as well, which is great. I think the dark color for domestic looks all right, or maybe it looks good with white as well, the category. Let's see. If it doesn't, we'll go back. I'll leave it as is. Yeah, it's all right. Then this one, I'll go with the dark red color in the background. I'll go with this one. Is it this one? Okay, then change this to 30% as well. Right? And let me see this data category as white. Click white. Sweet. Okay, so let me just confirm that this data color here, right, is this red I'm interested in, this red. Okay, I can also make it a bit thicker. I go to shapes and increase the stroke width, make it slightly thicker, maybe to 5. 5 looks about right, right? So what more? What more? The last thing we want to do is to show, foreign movie foreign earnings and domestic earnings as part of a whole. And when you want to show part of a whole, you can use a pie chart, a donut chart. However, you need to be careful in that you don't want to show too many categories. I'll stick to a maximum of 4, and you don't also want to show part of a whole when the difference between each category is not clear cut, right? You don't want to be showing, a value is 4 and the other is 5, and you're using part of a whole, a pie chart to show the difference. No, it has to be something quite different. Say 723 versus 272 or something, right? And then it shows you the, the percentage or proportion in which 700 takes out of the whole. So how do you do that? You can click your donut chart here, click the donut chart here, right? And then in your values, you can simply drop your foreign earnings over here. And then also in values, you drop your domestic earnings. And you're good to go. Except now you need to change the colors, right? To match, taking advantage of pre-attentive attributes, colors, hues. So I'll go to data colors. Our foreign is the dark green, whilst our domestic is the, sort of lime green in this case. And then I will drag it down to match the top of this. I can also extend this like so, right? And then drag this to match as well. Nope, there. Okay, sweet. Now, to wrap it up, I'm going to say, to wrap it up, I'm going to say, right, let's just drop the list of movies here so that when you click, X or Y or Z here, you see the list of movies here. So for that, you can drop a table or a matrix. A matrix is more flexible when you're adding columns and rows. So I can just drop a table in this case. And all I have to drop in the table is the movie title. Just drop the movie title in the table. Expand the table. Actually, I don't like my charts touching the edge, so I like having some space. So something like this, to the edge. And I can actually increase this. I want to add a filter at the top here. I'll move this to the edge. You have a very simple, so we want to check movies with 1 words, for instance, 1 word. The Aladdin, it shows up, it filters movies with 2, and their trends over time, how much you've earned, right? Wow, 20% was kind of bad for movies with 2 words. You can also filter these movies here by the year. You can just click a year, for instance. You'll see the movies that were released that year. The year in this case is what? Is 2005. Yeah, Batman Begins actually releasing. Constantine, the one with Keanu Reeves, wasn't it? Fantastic Four, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. That was quite a nice one. On click, and then you have that. So, one more thing. This is not aligned fully. You click in here, and then drag it. Boom. And then I can style it. Just add simple borders to style it. What's the border color? Maybe a deep green. No, not a deep green, or a sort of light pink. Why is it not clicking? Sort of light pink. Now I'll click out to see if it makes any sense. Yeah, that looks all right. Don't touch the edge. Leave some space. Don't be afraid of white space, guys. It helps to create better visuals. I'll do the same. Add a border I'll just make it uniform. I'll use this pink, do the same here, add the border, add the pink, do the same here, add the border, I'll add the pink. And finally, finally, I've said finally like 10 times already. I want to add a filter, right? I want to filter something to be able to filter by year. Oh, look at this. Let me drag this down a bit. And then I'll raise this up a bit. Finally, I will add a slicer, and in the slicer, I'll drop my year. And that should conclude. Perhaps I can reduce this a bit, make this a bit longer, and I'll drop this down, and then my slicer can sit well here. Maybe somewhere here, drag this. I'm going to remove background from my slicer. It's possible I can reduce this even further. Yeah, just slightly. Yeah. So removing background from my slicer, now I can say, all right, that, you know, I don't really care about movies from the 1940s. I care about maybe from 1990, for instance. Either I drag or I type my 1990 here, press enter, and there we go. We have movies from 1990. We have a visual, and you know, also in your visuals, pay attention to, you know, there are some things that you can remove that are irrelevant. So here my title is worldwide lifetime gross by year, right? So I really don't need to have this title here in the y-axis as well. I can just go to my formatting here and then go to my y-axis, scroll down, and then you see something called title. I'll take out the title. It creates a better visual. Here as well, I can do the same. I can go to my y-axis, right, and remove the title. But then I want to modify the actual title of the chart and say domestic and foreign earnings by title length, a number of words. Here, I can modify the title as well to say, what did I say here? Domestic versus foreign earnings. So you can do that here and say domestic versus foreign earnings, right? And here, maybe what you want to do is you want to make the movie title header a bit bigger. So you can go to column headers, right? And then just increase the size a little bit, movie title. And don't forget to save, guys. So I click all this, and we have a nice visual that was created by taking data from the web. Oops, match it. That was created by taking data from the web. And the good thing is, anytime you refresh your data set, it will automatically capture, right, whatever has been updated on the website, right? So this is how you create, you know, depending on your setup, automated dashboards, dashboards that refresh intuitively. You know, in your organization, you might have like a database, you know, PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server, you know, whatever architecture you might have. Could even be Excel, depending on how you structure it, you know. And this concludes the webinar for today. This concludes our data visualization for today. No, not just data visualization, data collection, data aggregation and consolidation, and then our question, and then our visualization. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it as, see, I already had one before. I'm going to say top lifetime grossing movies webinar. Save it. And maybe this might be my overview page, so to say.